Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the New York City liquor store that recently was fined $100,000 for selling a fake bottle of E.H. Taylor 4-grain bourbon. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Katie Joyce, Nate Winiger, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey-oh, so that's one expensive bottle. We'll get to that after the break. And it's good we got Katie here. She can fill us in on all the details and the dockets and what motions were filed. And I'm not kidding you, Katie. But we do appreciate your perspective on this stuff for sure. Before we get to that discussion, though, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so I'm glad that I have two Colorado guys here today because I recently found out about a festival that I got to go to at some point. Have you guys been to Frozen Dead Guy Days? You know what that
Never.
is?
Oh,
Never heard of it.
So
Frozen Dead Guy?
Frozen
So
Dead Guy Days.
Ryan hasn't heard of it. Nate seemed to acknowledge it. Nate, do you know anything about this?
Yes, I do know that it's been a huge festival. Like people come from all over. I've never been there myself, but it is a real thing and it is actually very popular. I think though they moved locations this year. That's why it comes to mind.
It's in Estes Park this year, and it's in Tucson, so I'm not going to be able to make it. But next year, I am all about Frozen Dead Guy.
What do you do for Frozen Guy Day?
Okay, so this started, there's a whole thing where this family from Norway moved to California, and their grandpa wanted to be like cryogenically frozen, had no problem moving the body to California. They moved to Colorado, so they want to move the body out of like this. It was like a cryogenic place. They want to move the body with them to Colorado. There's no place in Colorado to bring a body like that. So they just shove it in a tough shed in their backyard. The town finds out and says, you cannot keep a body in your backyard. We don't care if he's frozen. And then they get sued. There's a whole thing. And now there's a festival about the dead guy. And they raise caskets down a mountain, apparently. Like, I'm in. I want to go so bad.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Just Google Frozen Dead Guy Days. I was like, it's in Colorado. You guys have to know about it. Apparently not.
Well, McNew, if it's always at Estes when you go, you have to stay at the Stanley Hotel, right?
Right. Yeah. I feel like it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds interesting. I have not heard about it. Estes is a beautiful spot to go visit, though. So that reason is should be enough, let alone there's Frozen Dead Guy casket racing, but
yeah, it's wild. So I was like, have you guys been? Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Apparently people come in for it. Maybe it's not for the locals. Maybe it's for weirdos like me that find out.
McDo, you need to cover that for your podcast, I would assume.
Do.
So what ultimately happens with the guy in the tough shed? Does they have to go bury him or something? Or
I think he ends up in like another, like there's companies that do cryogenics. I think he might be like back in one of those buildings.
Just not in Colorado.
I'm pretty sure he ended up starring in a movie. I think Encino Man or something like that.
No,
Weekend at Bernie's he was actually.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's.
You're thinking of Weekend at Bernie's, yeah. Huh.
Which is a good movie, by the way, Steve.
Oh, yes. And the sequel, it just keeps going. Bernie's
No,
Weekend
right.
just gets extended. So, yeah, good.
Well,
really
McNew,
good.
please go out to this festival and tell us all about it when you do.
Yeah, so it is actually St. Patrick's Day weekend this year. I'm not going to be making it because it's only in 2 weeks, and I just recently found out about it. But next year, it is
Next
on
year
my
you're in.
calendar. I'm going.
Will you be living in Arizona by this time next year?
That's
I know
just,
you,
God, I freaking want to. Like,
That's not
I
gonna happen
have
for
no more Midwestern winters left in me. So I'm done.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right.
I feel like I can be here till Halloween and then I'm out. But I don't know.
That's it. Halloween. McNew is in Indiana till Halloween. If anybody hasn't come by and visit her, you've got till then see her in Arizona moving forward. So there you go.
McNew, knowing all your background with your decorations around the holidays, I can't see you moving right after Halloween before Thanksgiving, Christmas. So
Oh yeah, she's gonna miss out on some big time decorating.
I
holidays.
really just, it's a long story.
Are you gonna be pissed off Christmas when it's warm and stuff like that? Because
No, I'm going to love it. You can decorate a fucking palm tree. It's going to be fine. Or a
Oh, yeah,
cactus,
those
I guess.
Arizona palm trees are just fantastic. I love those things.
I was say, like, what part of Arizona are you going
Right. Yes.
Oh, cactus. I can put some like
Cactus. That's more appropriate.
I wonder-
So, yeah.
I wonder, that's a good question though. If you plant your own palm tree in Arizona, is that a climate, like if you care for it yourself, that you could keep it alive?
Wow.
Right.
Though I think
That's a
that
fact.
I think you could, but people would
Yeah.
frown upon that. That would take a lot of water to maintain that, and it's
Oh,
an area
yeah.
where water's at a premium, and I don't think your neighbors or the community would be too happy to see you with your waving palm tree. Yeah,
I want to put it in my house, like next to a sliding door, so the neighbors don't see it. It'll be like my
Okay.
little palm
Yeah.
tree.
There you go. Yeah.
Inside is okay. Yeah, inside palm trees are fine.
if they had
Inside
bonsai
palm
palm trees, that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Right?
Sure. Yes. Very fun. Very fun. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Katie. Katie.
I have some E.H. Taylor small batch that I did not take out of the cardboard tube, but I'm going to do now.
Okay. Did you spend $100,000? Did the store that you bought that from get fined for that?
Yeah, because I know it. This one came with a cardboard tube, so we know it's
Okay.
legitimate. So they did
Okay.
not get fined.
Oh yeah. Well, fair enough. Okay. Decent. All right. Ryan, you're next.
We all know that's going to be better than mine. We'll just put it out there. But since I woke up in Tennessee this morning and I'm back here in Colorado now, I figured I'd take out at least something from Tennessee from the old closet there. So the old Blue Note
Blue Note. Okay.
from Memphis. Yep.
Okay. No, nothing there. Nothing.
Oh, nothing there. That was
No,
not
we got-
I got nothing.
0.0 is what you're
You're killing
selling.
me, Smalls. You're killing me.
If we were voting off facial reactions, though, he'd be
Oh yeah,
top
you
of the list. He was very
you were
excited.
proud of it. You were
Thank
proud
you.
of that. So yeah. All
I
right.
was proud of that.
Nate, what do you got?
Well, I know we're recording on Bottle of Bombay, so and with Heaven Hell's release of their 20-year corn,
Mellow
Yeah,
corn,
yeah,
screw top
there's
though.
no
So
no pop here.
no pop.
Oh,
Oh,
there you go. But I
He's
can
also
do what
got-
Brian did. I could have a really good reaction.
yeah, yeah. All right. Nate has taken over the lead in the best reaction, and Katie leads on the best cork pop. I'll go next. I've got Michter's. I've got the toasted bourbon. So here we go. Katie still has the lead. Katie's got the lead. Mine was pathetic. Pathetic. All right, McNew, you're next. Katie, hers was not great. She could be
No, it
beat
really wasn't.
very easily here. So what do you got?
I don't know how this one's going to go, but it is bottled in Bombay as we record, so I have some Henry McKenna.
No.
No.
Wow.
Squeak. Boy, that was
Wow.
boy. This is a. If that's a preview of what's going to be happening tonight,
Oh,
it's,
boy.
we might want
It's
to
a long night here.
segment. Yeah. Very bad. Very bad. Cheers, gang.
It's good.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about getting fined $100,000 for selling a bad bottle of booze. We'll get to that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels, Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot Select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Saying Bourbon Daily?
Yeah.
Okay, you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
No, your name first.
My name.
You are. Yeah.
Hi, this is Jason Sauter,
And?
and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Perfect.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the New York liquor store that got fined $100,000.
Yes, we are. So this is like a historic place, been around a crazy amount of like 200 years, this liquor store.
Is that like America's oldest liquor store?
Yeah. So they get pinched for selling a bad bottle of E.H. Taylor. And I don't even know how it goes down that they get caught. I'm not exactly sure.
Where I was going, Steve, out of the gate
Right.
was, how do you get caught?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I skimmed an article, and apparently, I don't know how it got to this point, but where it got tested by Buffalo Trace and
Yes.
Sazerac, and they said that's definitely not our liquid. I don't know how it got there, but they confirmed it was not theirs.
Right. So yes, and they can do that, and that's the good thing about when you're talking about E.H. Taylor. I don't know that Buffalo Trace does any other 4-grain products. I don't think. So yes, it's easy for them to test and see is it in fact 4-grain product, and if so, then that's a quick way to tell whether it's not there. So I always wonder what can they do if it's Blanton's and you refill it with Ancient Age. I don't know, because it's really the same mash bill and stuff. There's really no way to tell that, I don't think. But
So, because I noticed they determined it was fake on a few different items. One, there was no lot code on it. It didn't come with the cardboard tube, but then they did test the proof on it. And so whoever was trying to fake this, I feel like didn't even try.
didn't really try.
You could at least find something of the same proof, like certainly,
Right.
or at least similar. But the fact that they were so confident based on how far off it was, that's what I read is the fine, I think, was so severe, especially because there were so many signs of it. They're like, no, they should have clearly known that this was not authentic.
Well, I wonder, did the liquor store know they were selling a fraudulent bottle?
Well, I
Or was
assume
it
that's
maybe
what
like
they're
some-
saying with that
Their-
amount of fine. Yes.
Their
yeah.
official answer is that no, they did not know.
Right.
But
Right.
It
Katie,
could have been the distributor, right?
So
that's the issue there too, is that so they're like auction house style as well. And so they did not buy it from a distributor. They bought it from a private collection. And then the other issue is it was some of their employees who bought it from the private collection, is my understanding. And that's a fine line because there's a law that they have against a private person doing that. But as the auction house with the liquor license, they can purchase it. So it's a question of, were the employees acting as an agent for the liquor house? And it appears that they actually protected their employees in this and kind of accepted of, yes, that was for a transaction for us and took responsibility for it, which I also find very interesting because they had an easy scapegoat there of could have gotten rid of those employees, blamed it on them, and they didn't. And they didn't fire those employees either. They just said that they were reprimanded and retrained.
That was an article I saw too, and people were commenting that they were mad. They're like, oh, nobody got fired over this, but like, good on the company for protecting your employees because apparently they did it for you. Like, it
makes me think there's something else going on though.
Yeah.
What I think is curious about all this, so there's no other indicators that any of their booze got confiscated or anything else was wrong. We're talking about a single bottle is what they got busted for.
Except, so I looked up the agenda meeting notes from New York State Liquor Authority. And the issues that they were fined for had 10 items. It was 5 unauthorized source purchases ranging from July 2020 to June 2021. And then 5 additional issues with book and records for off-premise retail for the same date ranges. So I think there was more than one bottle involved. Okay. I think it was that one bottle that got the big attention of it.
Struck the chord and the nerve, and with everyone, that's when it gets the press coverage. Got it. So makes sense.
That or it wasn't clear. They might have had several bottles of the E.H. Taylor that they were selling. Because I think they said they were selling them $1,000 each. And so they might have purchased them from various places during those times as well.
Yeah, I was thinking $100,000 is pretty steep for one bottle. But then my brain went, it's probably not the first time they've done it either. So,
it did say they had no adverse history since 1973, according to the authority.
100,000 seems steep, but 100,000 to make something go away is like not a big deal at the end of the day, right? Like, if
the ABV Barrel Shop gets hit with $100,000 fine, that'll be the end of that.
No, but like
we're done.
Forever, or you can make it go
Jim
away.
Jim and I are homeless. You can visit us living underneath the highway.
But I think they could have done more of a punishment by taking their liquor license away for 30 days. They have more retail than that with as big as this store is. So they could have punished them more of temporarily suspending their liquor license instead of just making them pay a fine.
Right.
That was what I was trying to say. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many laws and stuff like that. It's challenging, and I understand that. But this is when you get into something blatant as selling bottle. When you're the experts of the field, that's interesting. And man, I would assume with that sort of fine though, I think people take note. I would assume anybody else who's doing anything kind of shady is definitely like, do we want to do this? I mean, that is a fine for the ages there. I mean,
they're certainly made an example
most
of.
Liquor stores.
They're made an example.
Most liquor stores can't survive that. $100,000. That's a lot.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Which makes me think there's got to be deeper things going on here. The fact that they just like shook off $100,000. They're like, okay, yeah, we're sorry. We'll pay the $100,000. Good. Keep moving on. Like.
Yeah.
Don't look for the rest of
when I read Katie, it was like there's no appeal. They accepted the fine and they're moving on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the name of the liquor store?
What's
the name of the liquor store that got fined?
It is. I just had it here. Acker Merrill Condit.
Acker Merrill Condit.
Yeah. It looks very close to Akeley, except it's Acker.
yes, it's very close to Akeley. It's almost Akeley. So yeah.
It has 3 of the same letters.
Yeah. So, Nate, what sort of protocols do you guys have if someone says, "Hey, we think this is a fake bottle of Hidden Barn"? What do you do? Do you just pop it open and taste it and be like,
I guess open and share it.
So the state attorney from New York reaches out to you and says, "This may be fake, Nate. Could you test this?" And you just pop it open and take a swig.
I'll just open it and gargle some down.
Yeah, they're like, no, this is good. This is good, sir. Yeah, you're all set.
I do think though, Again, it's just, not every store has the ability with some of these vintage or auction house type things. And we've seen it a few times now where when people are able to get either dusty bottles or some of these rare bottles, and they can bring them in outside a distributor from a private collection, it's like you take risk as a consumer.
Yeah.
Whether it's secondary now, and there's a lot of fakes out there on secondary, and now even in retail, it's reached retail. So it's kind of disgusting that these bottles are getting reproduced. And I just want to remind everybody out there, when you are done drinking some of these allocated bottles, please do not give them away to others. Just destroy them and throw them away, because they usually sometimes reach the wrong hands, and then somebody could be drinking something that's really shit. And could even be bad.
So that's a good tip. And yes. And proceed with caution. There's a lot of money at stake. Anytime there's huge dollars, when you're selling bottles for thousands of dollars, people are incented to do illegal, crappy things. And proceed with caution anytime you're dealing with that. You as a consumer should try to be as knowledgeable as possible if you're going to take that risk. And I assume there is risk there, even from somebody as respected as the liquor store we're talking about. They've been in business a long time.
Yeah.
I would assume they've got a great reputation. No, nothing on the record, So
exactly.
Yeah, things happen, and it could be just a simple mistake, but they're ultimately paying the price for that mistake. So, So be careful out there. There you go. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
Nate.
You can find me on Instagram at 5280 whiskey or at hidden_barn on Instagram.
Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. It's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right. McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. And hey, come by and see us at the ABV Barrel Shop. We'd love to sell you some of our barrel picks. So, we don't sell Dusties or anything like that. That was something we really wanted to get into and thought maybe we'll work with the state to get some laws changed if we ever got the chance. Now we're kind of even questioning that. There's a lot of bad stuff going on, and it doesn't seem like a smart business to be in at this point. So yeah,
you could create like a future Dusties. It's like a thing that you think qualifies in the same quality,
Yes.
And then we just sprinkle dust over it. You can
Future
put like
Dusties.
little glitter
Dusties
in it. Make it
Futures,
extra
yes.
special.
Buy in. Well, that's what we're doing that now. So check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. Sign up for our email distribution, or just come by and see us in St. Louis, Missouri. All right, McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.